Draft Bros.
Welcome back to the DraftBros. What's crack-a-lackin'? I'm here again with Alex. Got one bro and I got the other right above me. The way I like it. And we're doing a mock draft today, but we got a special little stipulation. No.
Zero.
Caleb Williams. That's going to be a ton of fun. I think it's even better because we don't know what the draft order is on this simulator.
Yep.
So we're going in blind. We're raw dogging it, baby. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up. And Alex, can you tell me who's going first? Who's going second?
I will go first this time.
Such a gentleman.
Thank you.
I don't mean it.
I know. Just get to the damn video.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to enter the draft room.
Okay, it's a normal draft order.
Yeah. Here, hold on.
This UI is so butt cheeks. Oh, no, it's too small. I know your wife is fine with that.
Oh, yeah. Fans aren't. No, I think I got to hit start. There we go.
Oh my
That's what
God.
we know and love.
Just know, not love.
I love it. I like it. All right, so hey, it looks like it is the current draft order.
Yes, it is, which is great because that means I can follow along on pff.com. Shout out to them for having a beautiful site that doesn't have all the players that we wanted. Hence why we ended up doing this.
Yeah,
but this is going to be one round. Yes, one round, no trades. That's the special thing. So to make this easy for myself, that's why I chose a number one route because I decided to wuss out of this one. We're going to be going after Marvin Harrison Jr. Forgot to say, if y'all are watching this for the first time and don't know who we are.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
We're the Draft Bros, baby.
We're the Draft Bros. I'm Alex from Hail Mary Sports. This is Broshmo from Broshmo.
They don't know who we are, then they're not going to know our channels.
That's true, but if you like the content, feel free to go check us out over there too.
All right, so you're snagging Marvin Harrison. I don't know who Marvin Williams is.
Yep. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I think this pick's easy for me. So no Caleb Williams, so it means Drake Maye's in play. But I'm just going to assume, hey, you know what? We're going to keep with Justin. So, and I don't want to risk the Mitch Trubisky situation once again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with Olu Fashanu to shore up the left tackle. Braxton Jones, he was hurt to begin the season, though I think in the opener he did have like 5 penalties. But regardless, he's like he's a fourth round player.
Yeah.
If anything, you're getting a really good, like, you could utilize him as a swing tackle. It doesn't mean, like, Braxton Jones, sorry, we got Olu, kick rocks. It's like, no, you can still utilize him in this offense. But, I mean, you're getting 2 blue-chip players offensively here, and you will get that fair evaluation of Justin Fields because of it.
This is true. I was very excited to see where you'd go with that, hence why I chose number one. But... for this pick, I apologize to all the Vikings fans. A team doesn't start selling off every single valuable piece if they're not going to be tanking for something of extremely high value. The Broncos have been doing that, and they're going to be going Drake Maye here. I think the time for Russ is over.
Yeah, I think there is a route where they can lose Russ and not... I mean, they're going to still eat a hell of a lot of dead cap.
And it's $37 million.
Yeah,
and if he
it's not it's not nearly as bad though.
Yes, not nearly as bad. But Drake Maye is going to be the selection.
Yeah, you really screwed me on this one because
I know
I can't bring Kirk Cousins back. I can't. No Caleb Williams again, so I would love that. The question is, do I just say screw it and still go quarterback? That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. That is kind of where I'm at because what's the alternative? I mean,
damn.
I really feel like that's I mean, I'm really about do Bo Nix. I think I'm about to take Bo Nix. Love him or hate him. Listen, if you hate him, watch his Oregon tape.
Yeah.
If you hate him, you're still watching Auburn. And Auburn sucked in general. The Gus Bus was a travesty. Bo Nix is a much better player than he once was. I think you can plug and play him in the offense. I haven't picked him yet because I'm trying to think of alternatives, but I really don't think there is a good alternative.
I think there's one. Well,
I think you're wrong.
That's Kool-Aid McKinstry.
I mean, yes, corner would make sense.
But you need a QB.
Yeah, and if this is still Kevin O'Connell, it's like, okay, we have to find a solution. Like we have to, because now that seat he's in, whew, oh, Alex, it's hot under there.
It's hot.
So I'm gonna go with Bo Nix. Good luck with the Patriots.
Damn. Shoot. So Bo is gone. So for the Patriots, honestly, I don't really need very much luck because they have some really good alternatives on the board. You don't need to select a quarterback round number 1. For a team like the Vikings that have a ton of weapons and are poised to be able to have some legitimate success, different story. Shout out to Brett Coleman. Obviously, he put out a great video talking about it's Jover.
Did you watch that today?
I did watch part of it, yeah. He's like there's no need to have a sausage fest here about him, but Brett's
down.
cool dude. Yeah, we're down. Regardless, I'm looking at Joe Alt right now, Brock Bowers. Like I think that offensive tackle is just extremely highly valued. It should be extremely highly valued as well. You're going to get a quarterback in another round. The one thing you don't want to do is have to have a question mark at the left tackle spot unless you get a left-handed quarterback. RIP. And then you would have to go right tackle in this situation. So I'm going to go Joe Alt. There's a lack of true left tackles in this class. We do see that there are some valuable right tackles there. And he's just a definition of consistency, although he's had some slip-ups this year.
Yeah, Joe Alt was going to be my pick for the Giants.
Really?
Yeah.
Why kick another left tackle to right tackle and pray that it works?
No, because Alt's good. I mean,
there's the best tackle in the class that's still available.
He's the best prospect on the board.
Talise Fuaga is the best prospect on the board.
And I'm not going to lie.
It's the best pick.
That's the pick that I'm thinking. But I think I'm just going to be like, you know what? Instead of just throwing rookies on the offensive line, throwing crap on a wall and hoping it sticks.
It's not
maybe it's not crap. I do agree. But they've thrown a lot of rookies at the problem. Maybe you bring in some veteran talent. Right now, I'm kind of between maybe going whoever the wide receiver 2 is in this class, which I kind of lean Keon Coleman and kind of hope that he's not Kenny Galladay for this squad. I think ultimately I'm just going to I feel like I might settle on defense.
Oh.
And Kool-Aid McKinstry sounds kind of sexy to pair up with Deonte Banks. Because Dory Jackson's likely out because you got to free up some cap if you're going to have a free agency. But I think you really you just got to get Daniel Jones some help. And if you can't do it on the offensive line, you better do it at the playmaker position. So I'm going to go with Keon Coleman.
Intriguing. See, my thought process through that would actually just get Brock Bowers, say screw it, I'm going to put him on the boundary because that's what he can do. And then
Waller, we screwed.
Waller's not reliably healthy in the first place, to be 100% fair. So Brock's going to get plenty of tight end time too. But I don't pass on players. Well, I guess I just did pass on a player that potentially could be generational. Regardless, at number 7, we have the Cardinals. And I'm pretty heavily eyeballing Kool-Aid McKinstry here just because I think that secondary really needs it. And I'm looking at the other options available right now, and nothing seems as enticing. You have Trey McBride there for the future, a tight end who was the tight end 1 of his class. He's not chopped liver, so getting Brock Bowers doesn't solve very much. I'm going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry because I do feel like that is one of the areas of greatest weakness on the team.
Oh, buddy, this Packers pick is tough now.
Just get Brock Bowers.
After they drafted 2 tight ends on day 2 last year.
Just do it.
Oh, because I think I'll probably go with the tackle class.
Okay.
and just kind of bank on Armarius Mims coming back from injury and looking like a stud. Because I do think he's probably still in this tackle conversation if healthy. He'll be back, I think, in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, we saw that playoff game, like both playoff games last year. Dude was a monster. If he could get to those heights again, then yeah, he's a top 10 tackle, like a top 10 player.
Top 10 player for sure.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be doing with Zach Tom then? I saw that you put the pick in, but what are you going to be doing with Zach Tom?
He's staying at right tackle.
So you're going to kick Amarius to left tackle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel great about it.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
He stepped in for left tackle last year.
Oh yeah. Did he step in when Broderick was out?
Believe so. Oh no, maybe he did kick to right because it was
Warren McClendon that he's been stepping in for.
Warren McClendon.
But to be fair, Georgia does a really good job preparing their guys for both sides of the offensive line of scrimmage, so they'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Pick number 9, Raiders. Brock Bowers is still on the board, which is ridiculous, but this is one of the few teams that does not need him. This just sometimes you just cannot find a team that has the right need for a great player. But for me, when I'm looking at this roster, could I upgrade at that right tackle spot with my number 3 player in the class? Yes, but I don't feel like that's going to move the needle enough. I feel like this team needs a leader on defense, and whether that's going to be on the defensive interior or corner group, that's up for your discretion. However, I think the corner core is a little bit less deep, and the top tier talent has a little bit more of a gap than the next round of corner talent. So I'm going to go Kalen King here out of Penn State, who I absolutely adore. I keep forgetting to actually do like legitimate analysis on the player while I'm talking about this, but just assuming like everybody knows who Kalen King is. But Penn State, he's an amazing run defender as well. That's what I love. He's 5'11", but plays like he's a 6'3", 215-pound safety. But he also has the movement skills of someone who's 5'9" or 5'11" and 190 pounds. He's really good with the press coverage, just like all Penn State defensive backs are. And he's just a lot more balanced in terms of his ability in man coverage versus zone compared to Joey Porter Jr., who was my number 2 player last year. So Kalen King, I love him almost as much as JPJ, but his skill set's a little bit different in terms of how it's shuffled in terms of his diversity of skill sets. So he's a fun player. This team desperately needs somebody to really be the commander of that defense.
All right, so sitting here with the Cardinals, like, I'm not going to lie, dude. Brock Bowers, licking my lips, just taking the best player on the board.
At this point.
But, I mean, I feel like the defense, like, it needs a heavy overhaul. Like,
yes.
You got players out there that are, they're playing their hardest, forget it, but you could tell there's a lack of talent. Mm-hmm. You need some talent infusion. This may shock you. I don't think I'm going to go with the edge position.
I don't think that shocks me at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going Jerzon Newton.
Yes, that's the best pick. Good job.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you. You're getting already an elite run defender who is this penetrator playing with his hair on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Johnny Newton is a ridiculous talent. So, I think corner and defensive interior are the 2 biggest positions that Arizona needs to address ASAP. And they're the 2 positions where I think there is, like I was talking about, corner and defense interior for the Raiders. Like, they're the 2 positions that have, I think, the biggest gap between the guys who will go in the first and then the next, for given how valuable their positions are to this team, because some big needs there. But at pick number 11, this is ridiculous. Brock Bowers can't even go. I mean, we could send Brock to this team, but is that gonna make Aaron? They are looking for receiving talent. Let's do it. Brock Bowers. I always go tackle for the Jets. We're going to go Brock Bowers. Why not? They have like Zach Kuntz and Tyler
I know.
Conklin.
I just really wanted him for Washington.
Oh, yeah, I know you did. But I always go tackle. And Talise Fuaga was there, but Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers.
Yeah, you put me in a bit of a pickle here now at
it's a tough spot.
This pick for Washington. Because Brock Bowers would have been an easy auto select for me. Now maybe consider some of the tackle class. J.C. Latham comes to mind. It's going to be interesting depending on what they do with the head coach, with Ron Rivera. Like, even if they kick him, does Eric Benamy then also get the axe here? I don't think so.
That offense has a lot of upside.
It does. It has a ton of upside. I mean, just think, dude, if you put Brock Bowers in the Logan Thomas role. Boy, that would have been fun.
Damn. Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck.
All right, this one, this might look interesting.
Okay.
They have to come to a decision on Chase Young, not giving him his 5th year. Montez Sweat also needs a contract. So they could be looking for the edge talent. And I'm going to go with Jared Verse here.
Nice. Yeah, that was the guy who I had highlighted on my screen. Those of y'all who are watching cannot see, but yes. So far, we've been pretty lockstep. I wasn't fully on board with the Amarius Mims pick, but that's just so tough. Naturally, we're probably going to see one of those tackles available at that pick 8 spot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
without
transition.
Caleb Williams taking up a slot here,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it makes things tough.
It does. But at pick number 13, see, this is a team that I wish would trade for Evan Neal. Unfortunately, given the fact you took a wide receiver in Keon Coleman, most likely he's not up for sale. I know you said bring in a veteran, but regardless, this is a tough pick.
Yeah,
this is not an easy team to draft for. I'm just going to be completely honest. But when looking at the players available, I think left tackle is a position that still can be tackled. No pun, or I guess pun intended right there. I don't think right tackle is fully secured. I feel like you still could try to address it with a high upside player, or you could do a reverse Evan Neal and kick him to left tackle, RIP. But I'm actually going to go that route. I'm going to go my number 3 player in the draft, Talise Fuaga, and we're going to say we're either kicking whoever's playing right tackle at the moment, I'm tripping up on their name, and kick him to left tackle, or we're just praying to God that Talise can work as a left tackle.
Yeah, well, it's Nicholas Petit-Frere, I think, ideally. Yeah. They currently have Chris Hubbard there, but he's more of just a...
Well, the funny thing is, Ferrer got drafted and got put at right tackle, but that year he was playing left. Yeah, he was playing left, right next to, speaking of the Raiders, who was the guard who they got? Thayer Mumford. Yeah. So that was interesting, but he does have experience at left tackle. That's the guy who I was thinking of. So I do think you could.
They got Skoronsky as well too.
They do, but I think Skoronsky should just be an elite guard. Who can fill in at tackle when injuries come in than anything else.
It's kind of funny because Fuaga was going to be my pick for the Bengals.
It's a great pick for the Bengals.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, cool, dude. Just plug and play right tackle, and he kind of fits what they've been wanting.
Yep.
Obviously now, I kind of got an audible.
Well, I mean, you still got J.C. Latham on the board. You're bringing him up at pick 12.
It is a thought, but the receiver class looks really sexy here too. With T. Higgins. That's a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of money tied up with Chase, Higgins, and Burrow. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to get cheaper at position, it might as well be the wide receiver position.
Fair.
The question is, who am I going to bring in? Because, if Keon Coleman was there, it's like, okay, cool. I'm getting a guy that's a similar prototype.
Yes.
I think right now the question for me is, am I looking for after the catch ability, or am I looking for that nice route runner? And I think it's the route runner. Okay. I'm looking for the Bengals, so I'm going to go with Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah. I feel like Jamar Chase is pretty much... So feel free to give me some feedback.
He's everything.
Yeah. Well, Jamar Chase is Malik Neighbors, but upgraded in every single category exponentially. He really is.
I don't disagree.
It has nothing to do with the LSU either. Literally, their prototypes are very similar. If you were losing Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors fits the role right away. But totally agree. Emeka Egbuka now giving an Ohio State receiver back to former Ohio State quarterback Joe Burrow. Entertaining. Pick number 15. So the Rams, I feel like they could use a plethora of options. Who's playing right tackle for him right now? Is it Noteboom?
Or is he left? No, they kicked him back in at guard. Because he's literally struggling everywhere. It's Havenstein. Long time.
Right. Rob. Because I wanted to get J.C. Latham and just kick Havenstein the hell out of there. but I think I'm going to go Dallas Turner. He's been, no pun intended, turning it on. Back-to-back weeks, I think 7 and then 8 pressures. And he's just been tearing it up. Unbelievable speed to power. He's a little bit on the lighter side at 242 pounds, but his versatility is ridiculous. You can even play him at pure linebacker because he actually has coverage ability too. And just one of those guys who really, you could tell he learned from Will Anderson. And for me, that's exactly what I want when I'm starting to develop my franchise. Another great option would have been Leonard Taylor, but I'll go with Dallas Turner because I have him higher on my board.
Yeah. Chargers, I feel like this has to be the defense.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, where am I going to go? I don't think edge. I think they actually got something really good there in Toi Peloto.
Yeah.
If Joey Bosa can stay healthy, then that's great. Khalil Mack, if he's facing, was it the Raiders he torched?
Yeah, 6 sacks.
Yeah, if it's the Raiders he's facing every week, great, but he's probably going to be a cap casualty.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to go edge. I'm probably... So I got this guy listed as a blue chipper, just he's a little further down just because of the position he plays in. They don't... Ever since Nazir Adderley retired...
Kitchens.
Yeah, they don't have that center fielder.
Hello.
So I'm going to go with Kitchens.
I really like Cameron Kitchens.
Dude, yeah.
I remember people got so mad at me for saying Alohi Gilman probably wasn't their long-term super starter. And
he's been a lot better than expected, though.
He's fine. He's a fine player, but there's just a difference between having a potential elite safety, Alohi Gilman, who is a very solid guy to fill in. But at pick number 17, I need some help getting some goodies on the interior of the defensive line here, and Leonard Taylor brings all of the heat. I don't think this receiving core needs very much whatsoever. They have a bunch of names that people don't fully understand because there's a lot of, lesser name talents, but Leonard Taylor just he's the best player on the field when he's going 100%. And, it's very hard to find somebody who has that type of upside. Again, I wanted to take him for the Rams, but he just has such unique block shedding ability. He uses his length well. He has unbelievable get off. Again, I just think that he does have a little bit of conditioning issue because he doesn't do it every single play. But those plays he does, lights out.
Oh, man. Saints are a tough team to draft for.
You have nothing to say about a guy from both of our favorite college team? Well,
Miko Ryans loves the trenches. I think Taylor probably needs to be developed more as a run defender. He's really just used as a pass rusher.
Yeah, but
I mean, the guy moves like a freaking linebacker at 305. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I would say Chris Jenkins probably is a better selection if you want to go for an instant impact, but Leonard Taylor's the one if you want to take something that could truly be a cornerstone.
Yeah, if you're going for the ceiling play, which you should be in the first round.
You should.
Speaking of ceiling play, I believe that the Saints have an out on Derek Carr after year 1. And I'm going to go with a guy that actually can take care of those weapons that attack vertically. Your Chris Olaves, your Rashid Shaheeds.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go with a guy who is doing nothing but throwing it downfield. On passive 20 plus yards or more, he's got an adjusted completion percentage of 60%.
Ridiculous.
Insane. I'm going with Michael Penix Jr.
Michael Penix.
Especially in front of the Falcons.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to also give the middle finger too.
It's one of the best feelings in the world, even though you still have to draft for that next team. Just be like, yeah, I got you good. And you just get yourself. And
it's like, I got an in-division rival right behind me. Yeah. How can I screw them?
I know. So for the Falcons, are we agreeing that Shadur is returning?
I will leave that open to you. I typically just play this with everyone's on the board. When they return, that's when I will classify them as not coming out.
Well, if Caleb returns, then Shadur doesn't want to be number 2 to anyone. So he's just going to be number 4 in this class. I don't think so. I'm not going to go Shadur before you click it. I'm going to suggest that he returns to school. I don't think Daddy Sanders is going to want him to come out. So if looking for other options, it's the easy pick for the Falcons, man.
Daddy Sanders, though.
Daddy Sanders. Daddy Sandy. Mr. Primetime himself. I'm going to go edge rusher here. And I mean, there's some really good options. I highly recommend guys like JT Tuimoloau could have that instant connection next round because somehow, some way, he continues falling there. I'm going to go Braylon Trice. He fits that 270-pound frame that they're looking for. They brought in Bud Dupree in the offseason. That's an instant fit right there. And you can pair him up. Actually, you can line him up outside as well. So him, Zach Harrison are going to be a nasty combo for the future. Both are kind of freak athletes at their size.
All right, I'm here with the Colts and couple of top players still left to me, and I kind of like that. Quite a bit. Like Liatu Latu being there, I kind of like. But did they bring in Ibuka or Ibuka?
Samson Ibukum.
Yeah, there we go. Ibukum.
There you go. Ibukum.
I like Malik Neighbors because I don't think they have that
after the catch threat.
After the catch, like I think Downs is there just like tear it up route runner.
Get open.
And they got that nice big body threat in Michael Pittman. So Malik Neighbors is a guy that comes to mind. But I look at they need more corner help. And I think Cooper DeJean would be a really good fit for Gus Bradley and company.
You really think he could be a boundary corner?
I think he could be whatever they want him to be.
Fair.
I mean, I think you take the talent at this point and then figure it out in training camp.
That is very, very valid. For the Bills, I'm going to solve that right tackle problem once and for all. I'm going J.C. Latham out of Alabama.
Yeah.
And we're seeing guys, again, a lot of people are going to be mad because you will see players like Liatu Latu, Chop Robinson, Malik Neighbors fall. Just agree with me on this one. It's not because they deserve to fall.
Good players fall every time.
Good players fall every time. And there's bigger issues on hand than going after a number 2 receiver for the Bills, even though it's a position we could have went. But offensive line, they still haven't fully solved. And when you pay your quarterback a lot of money, it's best to protect him. So hopefully JC goes through the whole rep without giving up, but his talent certainly is undeniable.
All right, well, here's a fun one for you. Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to go Rome Odunze.
Ooh.
Hey, Mari Cooper left town, and we basically gave him away for free. Give me the big-bodied speed demon in Odunze.
I am intrigued by that. They can't even get Brandon Cooks involved in the offense. We're adding another weapon to it.
That sounds like a quarterback problem. And Caleb Williams is not on the board.
Caleb Williams is on the board. Caleb Williams is available. Regardless, pick number 23. So for this one, I'm going to be looking into I'm going to go the secondary. And I am going to select Dwight McLaughlin. Has not been super healthy this year, but I think he'd be a lockdown corner for the Ravens. Really good man-to-man coverage. He's able to apply the proper amount of pressure as well when he does the proper press. I would say a couple other names I could mention in there because I am going to go Dwight. A couple other names I could mention. Denzel Burke. He is a fun one, even though he necessarily isn't the most consistent guy on planet Earth. But also Terrion Arnold. He's super duper fun to watch, and he's ascending really quickly. But Dwight McLaughlin, when healthy, has been absolutely locked down.
So what are the chances Seahawks go receiver in the first round? Back-to-back years.
0. You really think they're going to go receiver?
Malik Neighbors is too good at this point.
Come on. You know the
Tyler Lockett is getting expensive. So if we could replace Tyler Lockett with a guy that is great after the catch, that can attack at all 3 levels of the field, you tell me what else does this team need right now?
They need defensive interior. They need linebacker for the future, even though you're not going to find that in this class.
Yeah, you'll find that in this class. Chris
this class
Jenkins is actually a good thought here. It is such a good thought, but I think you could probably find run defenders later on. You can
find deep threats later on too.
Not like Malik Neighbors, man. He's not just a deep threat. And that's something they've been trying to do, getting that quick game going and getting a guy that is just really good after the catches, Malik Neighbors. And you can play him on the outside. He's been playing on the outside this season. So
who's throwing him the ball? Yeah, Gino?
It's Gino. It's still Gino.
Do
you want me to draft a quarterback at this point?
No, but it just doesn't feel like Malik. It fits. He's not going to be maximized in this offense. That's okay.
They'll figure
it out over the next 5 years.
Yeah. And if anything, you're also this is moving on from Tyler Lockett. This is sending Tyler Lockett out to the back of the shed, be like, hey, you were tried and true for us, but we want to get cheaper at the position. Let's get the draft capital for you, and you go, hopefully, I don't know, go ring chasing. You deserve it.
Yeah. Okay, Steelers. So for me, I think right tackle, one of the positions I really want to focus on. Debating on whether Kingsley Suamataia can make his move back to right tackle and succeed instantly. I don't know about that. It's the most likely option for me at the moment. However, looking at other positions that we could target, it honestly depends on who the OC is. Like what he actually values.
Your top corner is kind of low.
Joey Porter Jr. is a beast.
He's not a starter.
He's going to be after this week.
He should be.
You should be. But there's not. I mean, you know what? Terry and Arnold. Let's go. Terry and Arnold. I talked about him. I hyped him up. The Ravens passed on him, so the Steelers make him regret it. He's the number 2 corner there currently, but he makes unbelievable flashes, top-tier athlete, and you already have like all the brains in the world when it comes to having Joey Porter Jr. there, who's elite in terms of his field awareness. Now you get almost like the lightning and the thunder with Terry and Arnold, who just brings so much energy to the field.
Okay, it is I. I am on the board. I'm looking around. Latu and actually Chop Robinson look really sexy at this point.
Yeah.
For a team that needs a lot of pass rush. I'm not going to lie. Even Chris Jenkins, who wasn't he number 1 on Bruce Feldman's Freaks list this year?
Mm-hmm.
So yep. I honestly, those are the 3 for me right now. Now I got to kind of narrow it down here.
Not going to consider Graham Barton?
Barton, I'm not going to lie to you. I moved him to my interior prospects.
That's what I'm saying. Balky loves an athletic interior.
Yeah, but I also love pass rush.
He does love freaky pass rush.
I mean, Clavon Chason, Travon Walker.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to lean. Oh, okay. Travon Walker. I mean, he's such a versatile body type that you can keep him on the field with these guys. I'll go Latu. He's been the more productive one this season.
All right. We're just going to leave it right there. So my next selection for the Buccaneers, there's honestly a lot of routes that one can go, but I think the best option might be Chop Robinson. We're seeing that,
dude.
I mean,
I was going to take him for Detroit. You could just go ahead.
You were going to take him for Detroit?
Yeah, you're good. Just keep talking.
No, you'll have Chris Jenkins. You're okay.
That's literally my fallback option for Detroit.
Yeah, I would actually put Chris Jenkins above Chop, but that's okay. Chop Robinson, we're seeing that, I'm forgetting who's the edge rusher there right now. I'm bugging. It's not Shaq Barrett.
They have Shaq Barrett, but they also have
Joe Tryon, Shoyinka. Both of them don't match the potential of Chop Robinson. Did you do Denard Robinson? Wait, why does it say D Robinson?
What's his actual name?
Is it Denard?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not like Denard. It's something else, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. You know me with pronunciations. I can't even pronounce the word pronunciation.
Yes. But yeah, Chop Robinson, he has potential to be a top 10 edge rusher in the NFL if he goes to the right situation. If Shaq Barrett wants to stay a little bit longer, then that would be a really good mentor to make sure Chop becomes as good of a prospect as possible.
All right, well, Chop Robinson's off the board for Detroit. I'm going to go ahead and take Chris Jenkins, made Bruce Feldman's freaks list. You know he's going to be a phenomenal run stuffer, and already the current top run defense in football, the Detroit Lions. But hey, he's a great player, and I believe Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell just love great players.
Yeah, BPA is never a bad idea, and you get to have another Michigan boy in that locker room. All right, Dolphins, I'm going to request some consultancy from the Dolphins fan himself on this one. What target positions do you like to go?
Tackle. I'm not going to lie to you. I look at Xavier Worthy and I'm like, can we get faster?
You know what I think? I might go Xavier Legette. You have Chase Claypool there. This is the longer term.
That is different.
And he's the fastest recorded player in college.
Yeah, I am fairly confident though. Taron Armstead has played his last year for the Dolphins. And I mean, play is a very kind word because that would assume that he played.
More of a mentorship.
Yeah, right.
Guru. I'm gonna go Kingsley Suamataia because he also has right tackle versatility in case of injury, or if you don't want to pay Austin Jackson in the future.
Yeah.
So,
and Kendall Lamb's been good for the Dolphins, but like, do you want to really bet on a guy that might be just a
one-hit wonder?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's like you got one of the better backups in the NFL. That's great.
Dude, Suamataia would easily be the Eagles' pick at this spot just because it's another Samoan who's going to be a really good swing tackle. He's going to just be a top-tier O-lineman.
Right. Eagles, man. There's so much I could go with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm thinking, like, Nate Wiggins would be fun. Kind of get those heir apparents, but I also remembered that they like Georgia players, and Kamari Lassiter's not far behind. So it's like, do I just like I think I'm just gonna make the Eagles pick and continue to make this the Georgia Eagles and go with Kamari Lassiter.
Yeah,
and just train him. And was it? They got Keely Ringo there, so it's like
instant synergy.
It's just it's gonna complete the full transformation here.
It's wild. For the Chiefs, we still have some good defensive interior options like Mason Smith on the board. However, let's have some fun here. I'm going to go Johnny Wilson out of Florida State to be a wide receiver tight end hybrid. You know, learn from Travis Kelce how to just get open in space the way he naturally does. He's my number 5 player in the draft, 6'7", 240 pounds, runs routes better than Xavier Worthy. You heard it here first. And has as many drops on half as many targets, I will admit, as Malik Neighbors. Hasn't dropped a single ball since week number 1. So
the true question is, do you want the big version or the small version?
Yes. And I want to go after the big version. He still will probably be running in the low 4.5s at 6'7", 240. That's one hell of a guy to bet on. So I'm going to take my bet.
Yeah. So this pick is actually quite interesting. Because like I initially was thinking Jordan Morgan. I think he's probably a guy fast rising up boards out of Arizona, play right tackle there. Colton McKivitz, I mean, you tried. But I think this might sound weird, but like Diamador Lenoir is not bad at corner for the Niners, but you can always upgrade. And you know who's been really good for them? Been Ward. Travarius Ward's been flipping amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been a good addition.
And I think if you could bring in another athlete on the other side of him, because like Diamador Lenoir is good, he's just not a great athlete. Kind of the thing with him. Mm-hmm. Just keep getting that deep cornerback core. I think I'm gonna go with. I'll stick with it. I almost talked myself into Denzel Burke. I'm gonna go with Nate Wiggins.
Talk yourself into it.
No, both are great. Both are great.
No, but Nate Wiggins can't keep up with Johnny Wilson.
He totally can.
He did not.
I mean,
there's literally clips of Johnny getting open, like separation.
Because the man's a mountain. Nate Wiggins is stupid young, and he's gonna put on mass.
That doesn't make him faster.
Oh, I'll tell you this: if they were going to run a race, it's going to be Wiggins. Like Wilson getting open is more attuned to his size than the actual like.
It was route running.
Athleticism.
Yeah,
okay, he's using his body. You gotta press off. Come on, you think in a foot race that Wilson's gonna take Wiggins?
I mean, maybe Wiggins is just not very good with his change of direction, but it was pure route running that got him open.
I'm taking Wiggins out of spite at this point.
So that's gonna be the video.
Hey, I mean that's one heck of a mock draft.
There we go.
Oh man, I think we forgot a guy in this mock though.
Who?
I think we forgot Caleb Williams.
I wonder why.
But I mean, looking at this, like honestly, I go back to that Giants pick, and I'm just like, man, were there other options? And
Talise Fuaga.
Like honestly, the way Fuaga's rising, like top 10's not out of the question.
I was really heavily debating him for the Patriots. I just felt like Belichick would go after all above Fuaga.
Oh man, I really wanted him bad for Cincinnati. He just snagged him right in front of me. I was like, come on, dude. I mean, there were a lot of that. Like Brock Bowers, who snagged him right in front of me.
Yep. Nobody else.
No,
there was a lot of that too. Examples.
Right. Chop you took right in front of me.
How do you say that? Demayun?
I don't. He goes by Chop.
Demayun.
He's Chop.
Chop.
But that's it for the video, Alex. Get us the hell out of here.
All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be a bro. Like, comment, subscribe. Use whatever codes you guys want to from both of our channels to show some love and support. But you take it easy now.